Becoming a millionaire in crypto is a dream that has attracted millions of people worldwide, but while it's possible, it is not magic, luck, or a guaranteed outcome. It is a structured journey that blends knowledge, patience, discipline, and risk management. And it demands that you think like an investor, act like a risk manager, and evolve like a student of technology, because the crypto space is unlike traditional investing, with wild volatility, rapid innovation, and the ability to create massive wealth for those who understand its dynamics and avoid the common traps. So the first step in any realistic plan to make $1 million through crypto is to educate yourself thoroughly and deeply, because knowledge is the one investment no bear market or crash can take away from you. And you must start by learning how blockchain works, why Bitcoin was created, what problems Ethereum solves, how consensus mechanisms like proof of work and proof of stake differ, what tokenomics are, and how supply, demand, and utility occur prices. Then you must immerse yourself in real research by reading white papers, developer updates, following thought leaders, and cutting through the noise of hype-filled social media so that you know how to separate scams and pump and dumps from genuinely innovative projects. Because without this filter you will always be the last one holding the bag. And once you have that base knowledge, the next critical stage is mindset and expectation management. Since becoming a millionaire in crypto is not usually an overnight miracle but a 5 to 10 year journey for disciplined investors. And you need to reframe your goal as a series of milestones. First aim for 10,000, then 50,000, then 100,000, then $250,000, then $500,000, and only then the 7-figure mark, because focusing only on the final outcome will leave you blind to the importance of compounding small wins. And just as important is the emotional resilience to withstand gut-wrenching volatility, because crypto assets can easily drop 50% in a month or surge 300% in weeks, and without mental toughness and a rational plan you will panic, sell bottoms and FOMO buy tops. So discipline is non-negotiable. And with mindset aligned, we come to capital allocation and risk management, because becoming a millionaire requires not just making money but keeping it. And this is where most fail. So first, never invest money you cannot afford to lose, because crypto is high risk and losing essential funds will destroy your mental balance. Second, set aside an emergency fund of 6 months of living expenses outside of crypto so you are never forced to liquidate investments in a downturn. Third, allocate capital wisely across a core and satellite portfolio structure, meaning you put 60% of your funds into relatively safer assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum, which while volatile, have proven staying power and adoption. Then you put 20-30% into promising altcoins or sectors like layer 2 scaling, decentralized finance, gaming, or real-world asset tokenization, and the remaining 10% or less you allocate to highly speculative moonshot plays such as early-stage tokens, IDOs, or NFTs, where the chance of tanks or tensor core PT exists but where you should be emotionally prepared to lose it all. And alongside allocation you must apply risk management rules like position sizing. Never put more than 5% of your portfolio in a single risky altcoin. Stop losses if you are trading, and systematic profit taking when coins pump dramatically, because paper gains only count when realized. And many have watched life-changing wealth evaporate because they refuse to secure profits. So create rules like take out initial capital when investment doubles or cash out 20% after 5x and stick to them. And once you have a safe capital structure, you must choose your wealth-building strategies, which fall into several categories. The first being dollar cost averaging, or DCA, where you buy fixed amounts of core assets like BTC or ETH on a weekly or monthly basis regardless of price, smoothing volatility and building a strong long-term base. The second being yield generation, where you put assets to work in staking, lending, or liquidity pools to earn passive income, though here you must stick to reputable, audited, and decentralized platforms to avoid rug pulls and centralized failures like FTX. The third being active trading, where skilled traders use technical analysis and momentum signals to ride short-term volatility. But for beginners this is high risk and often leads to losses, so unless you commit 2 years of study it is better to limit this to a small percentage of your portfolio. The fourth being early stage venture style investing, where you research promising projects at launch or seed level and allocate small amounts with huge upside potential. And the fifth being diversification into adjacent opportunities such as metaverse land, Web3 startups, or tokenized real-world assets. And with these strategies, consistency and patience become the compounding engines of wealth. But even as you grow, security is the foundation on which everything stands, because in crypto, unlike a bank, you are your own bank, and mistakes are irreversible, so you must use hardware wallets for large holdings, never share your seed phrase, enable two-factor authentication, split large portfolios into multiple wallets, and avoid storing everything on centralized exchanges, which can fail or be hacked. And if your holdings grow significantly, consider multi-signature wallets or even professional custody solutions, because security lapses have destroyed more fortunes than bad trades. And another non-negotiable part of becoming a millionaire is tax and legal awareness, since governments treat crypto gains as taxable events, and ignoring this can result in crippling penalties. So track every transaction, use portfolio and tax tracking apps, and if you are in a high-income bracket or managing large sums, consult a crypto tax specialist to ensure compliance and optimization, because a millionaire who loses half to tax audits has wasted the journey. And beyond technical skills, you must master the psychological game, because crypto will test your emotions like nothing else. Markets will rise so fast you will be tempted to sell too early, then crash so violently you will think it's all over. So you must develop the ability to detach, stick to your plan, meditate, exercise, and live a balanced life. Otherwise, greed and fear will sabotage your wealth. And surrounding yourself with the right community is also critical, because echo chambers and hype groups will manipulate you into chasing trends, while smart, disciplined, and skeptical peers will challenge your thinking and sharpen your strategy. So build a network of mentors, communities, and friends who are serious about the long game, not quick flips. And as your portfolio grows, implement a timeline plan. For example, starting with 20,000 capital, if you DCA into Bitcoin and Ethereum over 5-7 years, reinvest staking yields, and allocate a small part to successful altcoins. A compounded annual growth rate of 40%, which is ambitious but possible in crypto, could turn that into 1 million. Or if you start smaller with 5,000 but catch a few Quantix winners while managing risk, reinvesting profits and avoiding fatal losses, you can still reach 7 figures in a decade. But the keyword is discipline and not gambling, because one wrong over-leveraged bet can wipe out years of work. And you must accept that bear markets are part of the cycle, so instead of panicking, use them to accumulate quality assets at discount prices, then patiently wait for the next bull cycle, because crypto has historically moved in 4-year, having driven cycles where fortunes are made by those who buy in fear and sell in euphoria. And at the end of this journey, the true millionaire mindset is not just about having $1 million in crypto, but about learning the skills to grow, preserve, and manage wealth long-term, about diversifying eventually into other assets like real estate, stocks, or businesses, about using your gains to build freedom, not to chase endless greed. And the paradox is that those who chase millions recklessly usually lose everything, while those who focus on discipline, risk control, and long-term compounding often wake up one day realizing they have crossed the 7-figure mark without even noticing. So the roadmap is clear: learn relentlessly, start with strong foundations, allocate capital with discipline, diversify across strategies, protect your assets with security, comply with tax and legal rules, master your emotions, surround yourself with the right people, endure the cycles, and never stop improving. And if you follow this plan over the years with patience and resilience, your chances of becoming a crypto millionaire rise dramatically, not by luck or hype, but by design, persistence, and the powerful forces of compounding returns in one of the most revolutionary financial markets of our lifetime.